Hello, hockey fans. My name's David. Thought I would start this video 2:09 on the afternoon of Monday, 6th of June, 2022, North American Eastern Time. Thought I would do is make most of this video about the Edmonton Oilers, the only Canadian team left among NHL ones, and en route to the Stanley Cup. Yeah, it's been a very difficult series. Down 3-0. Here's the games weren't lost. Yeah, it's a do or die on Monday evening in North American Eastern Time. So puck drop sometime between 8:10 and 8:05 and 8:20, depending on how long pregame ceremonies go at Rogers Place, Edmonton. The Oilers are going to have to make do without winger Evander Kane. Yes, I know there are lots of videos about the winger, and about this whole to do about two alleged violations of hockey COVID protocols. An NHL COVID protocol, which was suspended 21 games. And then there was at the American Hockey League when he had been with the San Jose Barracuda. Of a minor league affiliate of the San Jose Sharks of the NHL. Yeah, it's been a rather unstable. Much of Patrick Kane, or not Patrick, Evander Kane's NHL career has been known, for instability. The gambling debts resulting in bankruptcy, issues in terms of custody of the child born via his marriage to Anna Kane. But I could care very little about those troubles. The fact that he's hit a player from behind, that is very troubling. Yeah, Leafs have had a few of those. Well, most recently, Kyle Clifford, who, after just a few minutes into Game 1, hit Ross Colton of the Lightning from behind. Colton was standing and didn't fall down, but and mainly got to skate under his own weight. But Clifford was ejected from that game, and given his history, having in the then most recent completed game against the Lightning, a regular season one that had been played in April, the NHL Department of Player Safety decided that had enough with Clifford and suspended him for one game. Leaf head coach Sheldon Keefe would not use Clifford for the remainder of the Bolts-Leafs series. Well, since the Leafs only lasted 7 games, Clifford only played that game. Who knows if he'll be going back. I mean, his salary is rather low. Cap friendly puts it at $752,500 US a season for each of the upcoming 2 seasons. Evander Kane's a huge loss for the Oilers. Checking Colorado Avalanche center Nazem Kadri from behind, I couldn't understand why Kane was not ejected from that game. It had been conventional wisdom for quite a while, pretty much from the drop of the puck during the preseason, that any player, aside from having gotten a coincidental fighting major, if that person was given a major, he was asked to leave the game, whether it be a game misconduct or a match penalty. I think that Kane should have been ejected, but the suspension, I think, was the appropriate length. Given how the Oilers are behind 3 games to none, and haven't really gotten their offensive firepower going, with a stupid decision by Coach Woodcroft to split up McDavid and Draisaitl. Who knows if the Oilers even win a game? The Avs have yet to lose consecutive games during the postseason. Well, Tampa Bay Lightning hadn't lost consecutive games. at any point during the 2020s during the postseason until, well, earlier this month, when the Lightning ended up losing 2 at Madison Square Garden to fall behind that series 2-0. The Lightning did get one back. It was a close one, though. But, again, it's, the Lightning I think, are in a much better position to win that series than the Oilers are to win theirs. That's not to say that the Lightning will necessarily win their series. They got a while to go. They got a ways to go. But again, both the Lightning and the Oilers start on the road. My hometown Leafs did so too, against the Detroit Red Wings during a 1993 North Division semifinal, basically the first round of the 1993 Stanley Cup playoffs. Leafs ended up losing 2 games at Joe Louis Arena. They're in the first 2 games at Joe Louis Arena, then home the Wings, before winning 2 in a row at Maple Leaf Gardens. A few years before the Leafs would move into what would ultimately become Scotiabank Arena, but had initially been known as the Air Canada Centre. Then it was Game 5 at the Joe Louis Arena, win by the Leafs. Game 6, back in Toronto at Maple Leaf Gardens, and then back on the road, Joe Louis Arena, 7 games. Yeah, when the Leafs won Game 7s, and there were a lot of those. So yes, the Leafs, did come back from a 2-0 deficit, but it took 5 games after having gone down 2-0 to win that series. Well, certainly the Leafs, those were better times for the Leafs in terms of winning playoff series. And yeah, that 1993, the Leafs got to within 1 game of appearing in a Stanley Cup final. Yes, the Leafs didn't get the job done, but had to admire them for trying. The Oilers, on the other hand, are on the verge of being swept. Leafs haven't been swept in a playoff series since the 1980s. That said, Leafs haven't done very well either. I haven't done very well from 2006, from following the 04-05 NHL lockout. Back to the Oilers, it's going to be, it's going to be quite a bit of line juggling here, because Evander Kane didn't really do much of anything, in Game 3, despite being permitted to stay, which I couldn't quite understand because it hasn't been a fighting major. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, he's been suspended for 1 game. Who knows if Kane will be back in an Oilers uniform? He certainly weakened his case to, for a new contract with an NHL club. Yes, I know that, playing in the NHL is a privilege. And yes, maybe, he's not quite like Raffi Torres, but still, God, Evander Kane's playing with fire. Ticking time bomb, well, he certainly played with fire. And as impressive as the goal scoring has been, it's not like he's going to be getting to stay. I mean, his contract is up for renewal in July of this year, when the NHL's free agency period begins for free agents unrestricted like him, and restricted like the Leafs' Rasmus Sandin. So it's going to be interesting to find out if Kane manages to find a home in the NHL for at least next season. But again, it is, playing in the NHL is a privilege. It's not a right. And if that hit ends up torpedoing his chances of getting to suit up, well, so be it. It may be for the better of the game. But, there's that physicality in the NHL that can't be ignored. But, what Evander Kane did was over the top. and there's no denying that he did. I mean, Department of Player Safety was right. The on-ice officials in Rogers Place in Edmonton should have ordered Kane to leave the game to send him a message, but apparently not. At least the Department of Player Safety did its job. The question is, if Kane has not just torpedoed his chances of getting to go on a Stanley Cup run with the Oilers, but perhaps playing in the season, if Game 4 is a loss for the Oilers to the Avs, that could be it for Kane for his career. Not because of injury or because Kadri may be out long term, but rather because of suspension of any length was going to might very well mean that Kane was going to not see action. Well, anyway, I'm going to just recap. The start time is 8. Hockey Night in Canada coverage of the Oilers starts 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 Eastern, and go Oilers go. Hopefully they can bring the Stanley Cup home to Canada, even though, as much as I would like to believe the Oilers will get there, they just aren't likely to. I mean, perhaps even winning 2 consecutive games may be too much to ask for. Anyway, go Oilers go.